Okay, there's Anne, all ready to go. We're missing Sue today. She had to go to work. So it's just you and I. Here we go.
Okay, I'm muting.
Okay. I've got some light weights, medium and heavy, and then the small band, the little one, and then the larger band, and another band, but you do you. We always have options. So let's take our feet to the edges of the mat, hands on your hips. You're gonna rock it side to side slowly. Just kind of wake up your inner thighs a little bit. We're gonna work them today. We're gonna target a lot of the small muscles of the body, as well as do some balance and rotation. So now take your hands to heart. You're gonna tuck your chin, fold down. And you're gonna send the right arm forward and back, and then the left arm forward and back. And just keep alternating with your spine nice and long. So you're working a little bit against gravity with the arms, your torso. You want to make sure you're drawing that belly button up and in towards the spine. And now come back up. You're going to interlock the fingers, let the palms face up towards the ceiling, and give yourself a big reach by lifting up through the shoulders. And then you're going to go up and over to one side. Not huge, up and over to the other. Just feel it a little bit around the waistband of your pants. And then you're just going to slowly oscillate from side to side. Okay, now bring the arms back down to your heart. You're going to fold halfway down again. And this time, both arms come forward and back. So take them out and bring them back. Try to pair it with your breathing. Make sure you haven't dropped your head. And now we're just going to take it all the way down. Let your head go. Try to get the legs nice and straight. And try to shift your hips back a little bit. And now you're going to inhale and extend the spine. And you're going to come all the way back out, bringing the arms out to the side and all the way up. And now do it again. Swan dive it down, let your head relax. You're just looking through your legs. And then try to unweight the upper body here. We'll get some good blood flow to our face. Now you're going to inhale and extend the spine. And arms out to the side and reaching all the way back up. And then relax. We're going to bring our feet in. So now they're hip width apart. Hands to heart. Just give me a little squat up and down. Just warming up the quads a little bit. So work whatever range of motion feels good, as long as you're really feeling like you're getting good blood flow to the thigh area. And try not to let your knees wobble left to right. Okay, now let's take our feet to sumo position and do the same thing. Squat down, come back up. You're going to feel a little bit of the inner thighs. Keep the spine nice and long and your face looking forward. Try to go a little deeper if you can. I'm going to do 3 more. Okay, so now I want you to come up. You're going to give me a split stance, but not a lot of distance between the feet. So I've got my back foot on the right side, back, my left one forward. Hip width apart so you feel stable. Let the toes come up on this left foot, the one that's forward. Give me a micro bend in your right knee. You're going to take it back. So I'm wading into the heel of that right foot. Then I'm gonna come back up, put the foot down. So I want you to feel the shin activate. So toes up, hips back. And back up to standing. And just kind of keep that going at a pace that feels good for you. So you're warming up the hamstring on the left leg and the shin on the left leg. So if you're not feeling that hamstring, try to get a little deeper into it, shifting the weight and the hips back. 2 more. And your last one. And now let's switch it up. Right foot forward, left one back. Toes up. So that shin right away activates. And now you squat into this left leg. Up and down. So when you come up, you're getting flat on your front foot. Excuse me. Couple more. Whoops, don't do that. You gotta pay attention here. Okay, nice big deep breath. Reach the arms all the way up to the ceiling. Lift the shoulders up and swan dive it all the way down. Put your hands down on the floor, step back to plank. Hold your plank just for a few breaths. And then take it to a downward facing dog. Come back to your plank. Put your knees down on the floor. And meet me in your bear position. You're going to round the back, drop the head. Just give me 4 or 5 cat cows, just to stretch out the lower back of it. Okay, so now you're in your quadruped position. You're going to keep the toes tucked under, lift the knees off the floor an inch, and then put them back down. Do it again. Up 1 inch and lower. And keep oscillating between up and down. Make sure you're really drawing in the belly. It's a really good way to wake up your core. Feel a nice stretch in the pads of the feet when you get onto those toes. Okay, knees down, feet are flat. Sit back on the heels. You're stretching out the lower leg here. Should feel good. Grab a sip of water. Okay, so from this position, send the legs out in front. We're going to start in a bridge. First of all, no weight, but I do have one heavy weight close by because we're going to use it in a second. But right now, meet me down on your mat with your feet close to your butt. In fact, as close as you can walk them in. Tilt your pelvis up. Feel that lower back on the floor. Tilt it forward. Do that a few times. You're just setting this up slowly. Okay, with that lower back skin on the floor, lift your hips up. You're pushing up through the heels. And then lower back down slowly. Do it 5 times. Tilt the pelvis first. Push through the heels. Get your hips up nice and high. And then come back down. Roll the pelvis forward. Tilt it back. Press all the weight goes into the heels. Squeeze your butt cheeks. And then back down. One more time. slowly lower down. Now you're gonna rock and roll yourself up. You're gonna grab that one heavy weight, set it over the hips. Meet me back with your feet really close to the mat. That's the important part. And you want them to be hip width apart. Now do the same thing. Tilt forward, tilt back, push up through your heels. You're gonna hold it up here for 5 counts. Come back down slowly. Roll forward, tilt back, press back up, count to 5. Back of the arms are off the floor, they're holding the weight across the hips. Come back down. Send the hips forward, tilt them back, press them back up. And back down. And do it again. Back down. On this next one, we're gonna hold it up, so get ready, start psyching yourself up. Push up, get the glutes really active. And now you're gonna just open the knees a little bit, maybe 3 or 4 inches. And bring them back to where you started with them, knees in line with the ankles. Open out, bring them back. It's not a big movement. Just keep doing it. Out slowly, back in slowly. When you're going out, you want to be feeling the outside of the hips. When you're coming in, you want to feel the inner thighs. So work whatever range of motion gets you in those 2 areas. You're here about 10 more seconds. And slowly lower down. You're gonna put that weight off to the side. You're gonna grab this small band because we're not done with these butt cheeks. Your outer hips, so the band is just above the ankle. And you are going to lie yourself back down. Get nice and flat on your shoulder blades. And whenever you're ready, open out the legs nice and wide and come back in with control. So the important part here is releasing the tightness in the band very slowly. We're going to do 20 repetitions. So right now, you should be working around 5. You have 15 to go. Try to get those legs nice and spread apart as much as you can. So each time you're really making a big effort. Okay, on this next one, I want you to hold it out as wide as you can get them. And then pulse out from there. tiny movement. Move your feet a little more forward if you can, and really draw that belly down. Now hold out, no movement. Little wider. And bring those knees into the chest. You're gonna make a nice little circle to massage that lower back. You're gonna take the band above the knees, bring it up. And if it's above your knees, now you're gonna roll onto your right side with the legs at a 45-degree bend. Your knees and feet are stacked. So if you need a pillow or a towel to support your neck or your head, grab it. So with the knees and feet stacked, you're just gonna lift your top leg up, creating a lot of tightness in that band, keeping the feet together, right? One is stacked, touching the other. And then close the band. And then lift. And then close it. So we've got a nice little 3-count hold at the top. Just to give you an opportunity to try to make it a little harder for yourself. And we're gonna do 10 of these from this point. Don't forget that 3-count hold at the top. So I'm working on my last 6. That's how slow I am going. Last 3. You're trying not to let that top hip roll backwards. It's just the knee you're picking up, right? The hips stay stacked. Give me one more perfect one. Hold it at the top. Pulse it up from there. And let it go. Okay, hopefully you felt that. We're gonna feel it on the opposite side. So let's roll to the left. Get your towel or whatever you need for your head. Nice little 45-degree bend in those legs. Stack the knees so you know you've got your top hip over the bottom one. And then open up and close. Moving nice and slowly with that nice 3-count hold at the top. Maybe 10 more, make them fabulous. Hopefully you've got about 6 left. If not, if you're too quick, your whole time at the end is going to be longer. So go slowly. So I'm going to start my last one. I'm going to keep that nice little hold at the top. Pulse up from there. And relax. Okay, back onto your back side. We have another round. You're going to send the band back down to just above the ankles. Legs are nice and straight. Let's get these legs opening up nice and wide and coming back together slowly. Give me 20. Make sure you're really stretching that band. Okay, on my last 10, that's your pace. Last 5. Okay, hopefully you wore them out. You want to be almost where you couldn't do anymore. Okay, I'm going to grab a quick sip. We're going to start a little bit of arm work. You're going to stay lying down. You're going to grab whatever weights you can find. We're going to start out with punches, and then we're going to do tricep extension, and then we're going to do chest work. So whatever weights you use for punches, grab them, and hopefully it's the heaviest ones you have. This is going to work the back part of the rotator cuff. So I've got 2 weights in my hands. My arms are straight, wrist over shoulder. I'm going to go up at whatever pace you want with that left hand. So just lift it up towards the ceiling. And then when you put it back down, kind of resist it. You're going to stay on that side and do 15 reps while the other arm just holds the weight. Now, you don't have to have that low back skin on the floor. You can keep your legs bent. Whatever's comfortable for your core, but do work your belly down. Make sure here you're trying to get as much range of motion as possible. But again, the focus is on coming down slowly. So you're working the negative of this exercise. And depending on your pace and where you're at in terms of how that shoulder's feeling, if it's easy, maybe you picked the wrong weight. Maybe you could do a few more reps before you switch to the opposite side. Listen to what your body is telling you, switch when you feel ready, and start working the other arm. And we don't want to be over gripping these weights. You want to keep as flat on the blades, at least when you start. You want it to be nice and flat on your shoulder blades. I know you already know that. Hopefully soon you're gonna start to feel fatigued, if not already. Take a break if you need to. We're gonna come back and we're gonna alternate. So you're gonna go side to side for 10 more, starting now. So left one raises, lowers slowly, and then the right. Just sort of oscillate between the two, but keep it slow and steady. And whenever you're done those 10, we're gonna switch it up now and do some flies. So I'm gonna use a long band for flies. You do you. So it could be slightly lighter weights maybe than what you were just using. We're gonna start with flies. So if you're going a little lighter on the flies, make sure when we switch to presses, you remember to switch to a heavier weight. You should be able to press more than you can fly. Okay, so whenever you're ready, you're lying down on your back. You're gonna open up nice and wide and then come back with control. So you only have a micro bend in the elbow, like you're hugging a big tree when you're coming back together at the top. Make sure you got yourself nice and flat on your shoulder blades. Now here, let's tilt our pelvis up and let's press our lower back into the floor. So try to do about 5 or 6 more, nice and slow. Okay, when you're done, grab your chest press weights. Urging you to try to go a little heavier than what you were doing for your flies. We're going to start with the wrists neutral, palms facing forward. Down slowly, up slowly. Make sure you're exhaling out when you're pressing up. Give that chest a big old squeeze. Now, when you're done, hold your weights at the top. Now you may need to switch weights. I'm not sure what you've got, but we're gonna do some tricep extensions. So if you need to go to a lighter weight, or maybe you try what you had for your presses and maybe just see if you can alternate, do one at a time, where the weight comes down, taps the shoulder and right back up. So really quiet between the elbow and the shoulder, make sure those joints are stacked. Slow is always better, right? So you can work the negative of the move, resist it when you lower. It'll help wear out these muscles a little quicker. So if you're alternating and you've got the movement pattern down, see if you can do both together. See if we can squeeze in maybe 7 or 8 more. If you need to take a break, go ahead. But please do not over squeeze the weights. Last few, try to squeeze them in. It should be really hard. Now we're going to give our hands a little bit of a break. So put the weights down, grab a sip of water. We're going to do some inner thigh work and then we're going to do core. So you can use a Pilates ball or you can use a bigger ball or a ring, whatever you have. Put it between your legs, take it back down. We're going to start with our feet planted on the floor. Give me 25 reps where you just squeeze in and release. So no holds. Keep your lower back on the floor. So don't let it come up. Squeeze and release 25 times. You want to really give it your all on each repetition. To be about halfway there, that would be a nice steady pace. Working on my last 10. A lot of small little muscles today. That's the focus. You're still challenging as much as you can for each rep. When we get down to the last rep, I want you to hold the squeeze. Okay, so just hold if you're there. Big activation for those inner thighs. Just hold, take your mind somewhere else. Now we're going to do some knee tucks while we hold this. So you're going to lift both feet off the floor, let the knees come in towards you, and then put the feet back down while you hold the squeeze. We're going to try to do 10 reps. And if it's too unbearable, then you can release the squeeze, but keep that ball between your legs or a ring, whatever you're using. This is a little bit of work here for our hip flexors, another tiny muscle that gets ignored. Keep the squeeze if you can, you're almost done. I'm doing 2 more. Nice job. Okay, get rid of that. That was so fun. Hopefully your inner thighs are going, what the hell have you just done to me? Let's just butterfly the legs. So connect the bottoms of your feet and let your knees splay open to the sides. Feel really good for the upper inner thighs. Just hang here, let gravity kind of draw them a little closer to the floor. Okay, dead bug time. So pick up your light weights, send both arms up to the ceiling, knees over hips, feet flexed. 90-degree bend at the knee. Left arm goes back while the right leg goes out. And then bring it back to your starting point. Now you want to keep your knees either stacked over the hips or slightly in front. So you're kind of working hard to keep that back down. That's the kind of activation we're looking for. So if the knees come in too close, all of that work is lost. Let's go nice and slowly from side to side. Don't forget to breathe when the work is hard. Okay, I'm going to take a little break. Bring your knees in. If you don't need one, squeeze in a few more. I'm going to do one more round of 8. So if you didn't need a break, don't take it. Here we go. Now, last 8, nice and slowly. And then bring the knees in. Nice little circle. Get rid of your weights. Okay, rock and roll yourself up. Grab a quick sip of water if you need it. We're going to do some more small muscles today. So, up you get. We're going to work our calves and our traps. Oh my God, I can't wait, right? Is that what you're saying? Okay, so we'll start out with calves. So pick up some heavy weights. I'm a little bit restricted, but you're not. So go heavy if you can. We're going to start with our feet hip width apart. Look down, make sure your feet are straight. You feel like you're in an athletic, stable position. And then up and down with as much control on each lift and lower as you can handle, right? It's all about having good posture too. So don't let these weights pull the shoulders down and forward. You want to keep the shoulders up and back. So as we age, it becomes super important to have strong ankles and calves. One, to help with blood flow, right? Whoops. Hard to talk and do this at the same time. It's good for your blood flow and preventing a fall. You need strong ankles and calves. So that's why we're doing this. See if you can get fancy. Maybe add in a few holds at the top. Try it. Maybe it's a couple of seconds and then you lower slowly. But you really want to be the boss here. Keep your posture fabulous. Your neck is long, your spine is long, your shoulders are up and back. You're working your glutes while you're doing this. Add in those few holds where you find the confidence to do it. So much is just believing in yourself, right? You got this. Okay, so on the next one, I want you to give me a big long hold up there as much as you can. Try to get up a little higher. Hold it a little longer. And then put the heels down. Okay, now we're doing the traps. So you're gonna lift the shoulders up, send them back and down. So they're not coming forward. Up, back and down. So you feel that pinch between the shoulder blades, right? Draw your chin in so your neck is in the right spot. Tiny little muscles that help support our head and shoulders. This is a tiny muscle day. You did all the big muscles with Sean on Saturday, so I thought this would be appropriate. Okay, let's do a few more. Okay, we're gonna put them down just for a sec. We have one more side body exercise, but I just want you to relax your neck a little bit, maybe send it side to side. So you feel a nice little release through these muscles. Just kind of oscillate or float the head. Just so it feels good. Okay, pick the weights back up again. And now, with amazing posture, you're gonna lower the right arm down so you feel your left side body. And then come up and do that 8 more times. Now we want to make sure we're drawing in the belly, keeping our shoulders broad. And the weights that you're using for this are whatever you feel comfortable with. They could be the heaviest ones you have. I'm just limited with my injury, but you do you, right? When in doubt, go heavy. Okay, now we're going to switch sides. Going the other way. Make sure you're trying to get enough range that you really feel that opposite side. But you'll notice I'm trying to keep it nice and steady. Nothing is jerky. Couple more. We're going to stretch out our calves, I promise, because you're probably feeling them right about now. Okay, last one. Nice job. Okay, put the weights down. Hands get a little bit of a break. We're going to do a couple of stretches and then we're out of here. So left foot forward, right leg back. Get yourself in that pyramid kind of stretch. So you've got as much spread as you can between the front and back foot with the back heel down. So I want you to get a bit edgy, push the envelope a little bit here with how much stance you have, and then just pick up that back foot, lower it down. You're going to do that 4 times, and then we're going to hold a stretch. Okay, heel down in the back, bend your front leg. You're welcome. Doesn't that feel great? So I've got my left knee stacked right over the ankle, and I've got my right heel on the floor, and I feel a massive kind of pull there. So when you're really trying to release a tight muscle, at least 20, maybe even 30 seconds. Okay, so step it forward. Now you send the opposite leg back. Give me a lot of distance between those feet. Then we go up and down. Got both my legs straight, both feet forward. Just give me 3 or 4 of these lifts. Then once you get that heel down, Hands on that right thigh, slight forward lean, give me that nice bend in the right leg. Keeping that left heel on the floor. And now step it forward. I thank you so much for waking up, getting it done, being here, doing a good job. Hopefully